Everyone, good morning. So the purpose of this video is to answer all your questions related to day preparation, what all things we did specifically in this last moment. So I will be trying to address as many questions as possible. If I am missing something, you can add it in the comment. I will be adding a separate video for that. So I I would like to give a background about what we did and how we were, what are the specific things we faced during that time, all these things. So we are basically from northern part of Kerala. It is kind of a village where we didn't have much opportunities for JEE preparation or any of those sorts. But at the same time, we were like focused too much to study such that during our 8th standard onwards we used to do a lot of self-learning, like we would do everything on our own, the mathematics, science, English, all these subjects we will like focus really good from home and do all the things very diligently. So we used to take study very seriously. So even if we were not going for any coaching, like we didn't have this particular IIT or anything in our mind. We were randomly preparing for, we were not preparing specifically for anything, but still we were doing our school studies very seriously. So we were basically, we were going in CBSE school at that time, and of course we are not from a rich family or anything, but our parents used to try their best to give us the most affordable and most efficient education. So the place that we were staying at that time, the government schools were not that good, so only CBSE school were providing better education. So we used to go to a CBSE school, and due to that specific reason, as we know that we are paying fees for our education, so we used to study like taking library books, doing a lot of questions and all, because you guys know that for CBSE we had to appear for board exam, and board exams are not just like random questions, we get some really standard questions. So for that we used to do like self-learning a lot, and we used to practice a lot of books taking from library and all. I specifically remember this book extent that we used to do for mathematics, and for other subjects we just used to study whatever we have, that is the NCERT textbook. So that is how we were doing. And after 10th, again we are not sure like which branch to take, or what is our aim in our life, where we have to go. We didn't have any idea. Of course there were no people in our family who have done anything related to science technology study in their life, so we didn't have anybody to give us some direction also. That is why like we just tried to follow whatever people following that time. So most of the students who used to score very good in their 10th, they would usually take bioscience. Bioscience matlab in Kerala it is like you study biology, science, mathematics, I mean all physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics, and then additionally some languages. So that is what we also took, because we didn't know that we are going to end up in IIT or whatever. So but for 11th and 12th we went to government school, that is state board syllabus. Why? Because government school are really good, at least in that part of our, like in Kerala, at least in that part. For 11th and 12th it is better to go to state school, because we get really good teachers and everything there itself. So we went there, and again as because we didn't know what we are going to end up, we studied everything. Like we used to give equal importance to bio, maths, everything. So we would study everything. We would just study the textbook that we have. Again, I said that there are no coaching, but we have a really good sir for us to teach physics in our school. So he was really good, that I have never seen a prof like him in my entire life. He's so dedicated, and he's that hardworking person who would try to make his tried his level best to make us understand the concepts of physics. So he suggested us to practice some questions along with NCRT. So we were just reading through NCRT textbook after his class. I mean, from his class itself we will understand because he teaches that nicely. And for like there is a huge difference with respect to syllabus from 10th and 11th. 11th we see a lot of things coming altogether, and it is kind of tough for us. So we would, in addition to his class, we would read NCRT textbook again and again to make more understanding out of it. I know that it is not relevant at this particular point of time, because here you have a lot of other options. You can go through YouTube videos, you have many other good books available. But at that time, we were not aware of a lot of books, or we didn't have access to this much of internet, or like we were not from that good financial background situation, so we didn't have access to internet, YouTube, or those stuff. So we would just go through NCRT textbook, and then we would do the exercises, additional exercises, everything available in that textbook. And that is what we used to do for physics. And for mathematics, we didn't have a good sir in our school, so we would do it our own. We would read NCRT, because NCRT is mathematics is quite simple. If you are just going through it, you can make sense of it, and you just have to practice the problems whatever is there in the NCRT exercise. That is more than enough. And for chemistry also, we had a good teacher in our school, so he would teach us really nicely. Then we would do the exercise whatever is there in this in those books. So that is how our preparation were going. So I remember there were some people who were asking me like what stream they have to take in 11th. So if you are like you have a clear dream in your mind that you are going to go for some physics maths related profession, or maybe you have IIT or NIT, those things in your mind, then you can go for computer science or whatever. And if you are going for medical side, then you can go for bioscience. There is no specific requirement to go for bioscience if you are going for IIT and IT. Those things are already in your mind. In my case, I took bioscience because I didn't have a specific dream, or I didn't have a clear understanding of where I should go. So that is why I took that thing. Now that is up to you. So maybe you can consult your teachers what is better for you. Maybe that is a good option for you. Now coming again back to where we were. So at that time, okay, as because we were studying everything same, and but okay, our physics teacher told us to not just to do NCRT. So he would give us one particular book from our school library. There we used to have all these questions from different exams like IIT, AIMS, NEET. All these questions were arranged together, like previous year questions. So in addition to doing NCRT, we would do that thing also, that particular problem solving book also for physics. But for other two subjects, we just did NCRT only. So that is how like our things were going. And after 12th, just like so one point to note here is that till that moment we had no idea of what an IIT is, what we had to do, or where we are going, and we didn't have any idea. So in 12th, when all people started applying for different kinds of entrance examination, we also did the same. Like we applied for biomedical exams, AIMS exam. That time we had AIPMT exam. It is not NEET at that time. Then we applied for JEE mains, Kerala entrance, then everything, and we gave all these exams. And after giving these exams, we understood that out of all the exams that we gave, including medical aims, everything, we felt that IIT advanced exam was the best one. Why? Because it had a really standard question, and it was tough to solve. It was like mind-blowing questions. So we felt that if the exam is this much tough, that means the college where people are taking students based on this exam must be the best. So that is when we got this idea that we want to go to IIT and we are not going to go anywhere. But unfortunately, when all the entrance results came, we were like, I already told we gave all different exams, and we accidentally got medical seat, that to general. And again, the people in our area are not very aware of what IIT is. So if a girl, especially girl, if a student, especially girl, if a girl is getting medical seat, then everybody will just say that you are a fool if you just don't go for medical. You should just focus on that. So that is what happened in our case as well. Even our teachers were not happy with the fact that we want to go for IIT. They were saying you should directly go for medical because that is best for you in terms of career. Because yeah, I am not blaming them. Why? Because that is how the society was at that point. Because girls were not allowed to go for education much, and if they are going to be a doctor, then at least they can practice the profession at home. They can do some clinic or whatever. But for engineering, we have to stand on our own feet. It is not like if somebody oppresses or something like that happen and we just leave our career, then there is no other way. So that is why like they were not sure why we are taking this risk. But we had a clear picture of what we want to be at that time. So we really liked physics and maths, and we made sure that if we are going to get IIT, we'll just go for IIT. But when the advanced exam result came, one of us only qualified, and that was not that good a rank to get into any of top IIT. But even then, that is a very big thing. Why? Because it was by our own self preparation. If we can do this much, we were sure of our potential. If we are to take a drop, we were like sure that we can crack it in a with a better rank. So yeah, some of you guys asked what was our score in mains and all with our first when we gave it for first time. So we gave JEE Mains exam first time when we were in 12th. I already told you that time we were doing self study only. With that self study itself, we were able to score 120 and 125. And then JEE Advance also, one of us qualified with just self preparation. So that is when we told our sir, our teacher, that we are going to repeat. We will be just take all the risk and go for repeating no matter what, because that is what we want to do in life. So that is how we went to we took a drop next year, and we went to Brilliant, which is one of the best coaching institute in Kerala, which is like 8 to 10 hours from our home. So it is in southern part of Kerala, and we went there. And due to our qualification in our first exam, like in our first entrance exams, like we had medical seat, we were ranked below 300, specifically 303 in Kerala entrance exam general rank, and we scored full marks in our 11th and 12th. Then due to considering all these, due to our JEE main score, due to qualifying JEE Advance, due to considering all this, they didn't take any fees from us, so we were studying for free there. And we did repeating for 1 year. It was initially very tough because most of the students coming there for repeating, they already had a very good background foundation, but we were like very new to this kind of things. So initially it was really difficult, but then we slowly were able to catch up with them. And so the main thing that I felt when it comes to coaching is that for concepts and all, if we have a good teacher, that is enough. They will teach us very nicely and we can do our self study, that is fine enough. But when it comes to practicing questions, it is better to go for coaching, because in coaching center we will get this exams regularly, once or twice a week. Then you get to practice exam the way you will be doing it during your actual exam, right? So you need to get that atmosphere. You need to get used to that atmosphere where you have a time limit and you have to solve the problems in a specific time limit and you have to do it fastly. So for all these skill development, it is better to go for coaching, offline coaching. in addition to learning online. If you are learning online, it is fine, it is enough. But if you have to practice problems, if you have to like practice exam, it's better to go for offline coaching as well. Now so the I told you about the rank and all. Now after 1 year of coaching, there was a drastic change in our rank. And I say that it is only because of those practice session, the exam session that we had. I didn't feel like there was something new I am getting from a coaching center, because almost all the concepts, everything were clear from our school itself. We had that good, really good teacher in our school, and there was nothing new to study when we went for coaching. Mainly thing that happened, yes, of course, for organic chemistry, for something, there were some good profs and all, but at least for physics and for physics, I don't see any like specific requirement to go for coaching for understanding concepts. And for mathematics is really simple. NCRT itself is explained very like simple way, so you can go it on your own. Even if you don't have a like good teacher, you can do it on your own. So that is how we did during our time. And yeah, there were a lot of people asking me how you guys focused. Now for us, focus was always like there was a lot of problem, and in addition to all this, we had a lot of problem in our family. There were a lot of people criticizing us for giving too much importance to education, criticizing our parents for letting us study a lot. So there were a lot of stuff going on, but we used to think about all these negative things that we heard from people around us. That was something that was acting as a motivation for us to work hard and do better. So maybe I would suggest you guys to think about whatever criticism you felt like. That is something that you can make as a motivation to do something better in life. Then I think that is the best thing to do to get more focused. Now regarding some people were asking about some people were asking about how to prepare in this last moment. So it you guys know, your exam is in January, and you are like very close, like you don't have 20 to 30 days at max, or you have only that much time. So at this time, I would suggest you to focus mainly on those chapters which have high weightage. That is the first thing. There are three things to do. First thing will be to check those chapters which has very high weightage, and make sure you study all those chapters which have a very high weightage. Then the second thing is practice previous year papers. You check at least 2 to 3 years of previous year paper, JEE Mains paper. You go through each of them. You go through each of the question, and understand what type of questions are asked from all of this chapter, so that you will see that there is a pattern which is repeating. And if you are checking those papers, you won't feel that when you are appearing for your exam, you won't feel like you are seeing these for the first time. It will be like the pattern will be somewhat you can expect. So go through the previous year questions for sure. Then third thing is revise everything whatever you have learned. Specifically, I will say chemistry, because in chemistry there are a lot of things which are quite simple, and if you are just learning it, you can answer it directly. If you are forgetting it, you will lose that mark, and or most of the other students will be gaining the, because for chemistry you don't need to like put a lot of brain or lot of thinking to solve some question. It is maybe straightforward. So try to revise all those stuff instead of trying to learn something which is quite difficult for you. Just revise everything, practice previous year question, give importance to those chapters which have high weightage. So these are the main things. Then people were asking some things like okay. Now there are questions, I don't know, maybe there are questions which I don't remember. If I missed something, you can add it in the comment. I will add it in a separate video. Now there are questions from related to IIT life, those things. So I will put that in a separate video, and really regarding aerospace, all these things I will put it in a separate video. Now another way to focus would be to watch some of the YouTube videos of some of the premier institute like AIMS, IIT. Just to watch the campus video, because if you watch those video, I have personally had this experience with some people who were saying they when they were like staying nearby some IIT, so they would go to that IIT, look at the atmosphere there, feel like very good about that atmosphere, then they think that I will have to study really good to reach to that college. So maybe it is something you can do as well, like go through videos of campus videos of different premier institute, and then understand that if you are working hard now, then you will be studying in that college. Now you choose whether you have to go to in colleges like that, or you have to just to go to colleges which are like nearby by not studying. So that is something that you can do as another way to focus. So these are the questions that I am remembering. Maybe you guys can remind me otherwise. Thank you. Bye bye.